after the movie then, after it was all said and done, it changed everything you said. It was like a pivotal moment for you. So what changed after that?
I mean, just you're getting attention from people that would never give it to you before. You're
Like
getting,
who?
like, yeah, like, I mean, I had an answering machine back then. I'd come home and have like, 47 messages, stuff like that. It just boom, it was very overwhelming. Good thing cell phones weren't around back then because it would have been just too much for someone, especially a kid at 16. Because it's like, I don't even like, the problem was I didn't really care about the acting was cool, but I didn't really care about it. I cared more about being a 16-year-old kid and being with my friends and doing the things I'm supposed to do, go to prom and stuff like that, and actually get my education. The acting thing, it kind of fell on my lap. But then I was like, you know what? I mean, who really gets this kind of opportunity? And De Niro's like, my idol. So it was like, but I still wanted to be a kid, and that was the problem. It
So
just
what?
happened a
So
little
how did
bit
it
older.
turn into a problem? Like what became the problem? Is that when drugs and stuff started becoming an issue?
Well, yeah, the accessibility, drugs, women, out every single night. At 16, where you don't even have a fully developed brain, you're still so impulsive and you're still making such bad decisions behind this fortune, just this blessing that you were giving. You're making every bad decision. And Chazz Palminteri said it best. He said he made monumentally bad choices. And it's exactly true. It's
Wait, he
exactly
said
right.
that about you?
He said that, yes, in one of the interviews that he did.
So you guys had a good relationship though, didn't you? I mean, it feels like you guys had a good relationship, and then, or would you say that too, or no? Did you
Oh,
feel
we had
like
great
that?
relationship. Yeah, it was at that time. It was like I had three fathers: my father, De Niro, and Chazz. They were three. My father was my father, but they were like three father figures in my life. No, Chazz was great.
But then, when you started to make those decisions, what happened between the two of you?
It wasn't really the decisions. It was later on. You know, sometimes I come to think about it, and I don't know if Chazz and the things that he says about me and has said about me are genuine, um, or I don't know if he really feels that way. I think he's saying certain things, saying certain things because certain things happened that he didn't like, but now he wants to use the pretext that it's a cop that died and stuff like that. But that's not really what happened. And I don't really, like Chazz he is what he is. And, the fact that, he went and said those things about me when I was at my lowest, when he has children, and he knew my mom and dad. My mom and dad were beautiful people that used to bring food on the set and were beautiful, treated him like a king. And, thank you so much for doing this for my son. Um, you don't do that. You know what I mean? I understand that you want to, you're disappointed, but to go, like public and say, I don't want, like, listen, I spoke to Chazz after that happened and he was okay. Okay. Chazz was okay. I was reading the Daily News on his birthday in May in 2006. And I saw celebrity birthdays. Oh, Chazz. And I knew his number by heart. Okay. I knew his number by heart and I called him. And hey, Chazz, how are you? Happy birthday. This and it was cool. That was May of 2006. That incident had already happened. You know what I mean? So you were cool on the phone. The incident already happened. You want to, herein lies the problem. Chazz approached my family and friends and wanted to do a documentary similar to Wasted Talent before I went to trial. Okay. Now, my lawyers and all my good friends advised me to not do this documentary right now. You have enough food on your plate. And just the fact that I'm fighting for my life and this guy wants to make me look like a jail junkie when I'm at my lowest and keep kicking me while I'm down and benefit financially from something like that. Okay. When I want to do this right now, my lawyers advised me against it. It's not the smart thing to do. And I like to use my head, and especially in a situation like that and like this and not my heart. So I'm going to have to say no. Maybe when if I beat this case and I come home and maybe we can talk about it then. But right now, I'm going to have to pass. I don't think it's a good time. This is when all this stuff started. That's when it all started. So Chazz doesn't really feel that way. He's using, he's jumping on the bandwagon at my expense. I spoke to him. Okay. Now, that's really where it is. And I know I probably shouldn't be saying these things, but you know what? My father's dead. And when my father used to see Chazz on TV talk bad about me, that really hurt my father. You know, I would have never, I knew his father. His father was a good man. And I would never, ever do anything like that to him if something like that happened. What did I do? I was there that night. I was on drugs. I didn't have a gun. I was 30 years old. I've never been in trouble ever. Okay. So now I just decide one night, let's go kill a cop. That doesn't happen like that. You know how it happens? A pattern of violence is established early on where, hey, so-and-so, Lillo just hit a kid in the head with a chair in school, put the kid in the hospital. Ooh. House party, college, stabs a kid. Ooh, maybe a violent kid. And then that happens, not a surprise. We saw that coming. He was beating kids up in grade school. But you know what? That wasn't the case with me. I never had any violence on my record. You understand? And then I understand a lot of the people, listen, I made bad decisions and I take full responsibility for everything, how my drug addiction, you know, and my bad decision making made a contribution in the death of a heroic police officer. There's no doubt about that. But I think it's, you know, I've been home 6 years now and I've been nothing but respectful to law enforcement and everyone else involved. And it didn't yield the results that I liked. So like now it's just come to a point where, listen, if I was there that night doing exactly what I did without what I had, with everything I had on my person, without the other guy, exactly the same thing, windows breaking, everything, without the other man, the other guy with me, okay? If you take him out of the equation, guess what? The police officer's still alive. So how is that a felony murder? Felony, that's not felony murder. You can easily, that's a layman explanation of what it really is, you know? But that's Chazz. I don't want, but this is, I just want you to know, I don't want you to think I'm talking bad about someone.
Yeah.
This is real deep.
I get it. I feel it from you. And
my father used to say, Lillo, why do some people that talk about you like this? You know, this guy, you know your friend? I'm Lillo Jr. My father's got to see this man. When you knew my father, he was a gentleman. My father used to go get trays of food out of the car so you guys could all eat. It's crazy.
But
really
he was good to you, it sounds like, when you talked to him on the phone.
But he should have stayed good.
But on the phone, when you talked to him, he was good.
In May of 2006, I called him for his birthday. I saw the Daily News. There was celebrity birthdays. Chazz was there.
Yeah.
The number was 917-838-451, and I'll leave the last number out. It's not that anymore, but it was that, okay?
Yeah.
And I called him, and everything was great.
So you think he changed and he started, but did he say something? He said stuff about you publicly, you're saying. I don't even know what he said about you, honestly.
He said, I don't want anyone to mistake that I have anything to do with this kid. Why would you do that? Like even the people in the Bronx where he's from, like he's not even allowed in restaurants. So don't let people think he's a neighborhood guy. They don't even like him down here. They literally threw him out and his bodyguard. I won't say the name of the restaurant. Get out of here. He was at a funeral, a guy in the neighborhood, his name was Hot Dog, and he was a very popular guy. There was a line around the block. Chazz got there, he tried to cut the line in the back. Let's go, in the back. You got no respect for that guy. He wrote the movie, A Rat is the Lowest Thing Anyone Can Be. And now you're talking bad about me? I'm not saying, stick up for me and screw law enforcement, but don't say anything. You made a movie about being a stand-up guy. You're the kid, right? You're Calogero. You're Chazz. Chazz is Charles, and Charles is Calogero. His father was the bus driver. That's his story. So, okay, somebody got killed. You witnessed it. You didn't tell, and Sonny put you right here under his wing, and you guys, lived happily ever after until Sonny got killed, right?
Yeah.
But okay, so you were okay with not cooperating, and a man's dead, right? Because he's not a cop. It doesn't matter. He's got to have a badge. I don't understand that. But you wrote this movie saying that you're a stand-up guy. And a lot of people respect that because they see that and say, wow, this kid's got some integrity. But then you go do this. It's like, what are you? Just be one way. That's it. Let's talk about something else. But I just want to...
No, I got you. I feel you. What about De Niro? Did you talk to De Niro after
De
everything
Niro's
happened?
De Niro's a class act. He never once said one word about me. Never, never. He's smart. He never said anything about anybody. He stayed out of it. That's what a smart man does. He just sat there. I got nothing but love and respect for De Niro. I saw him when they did The Irishman. Jerry Popoulos does his hair. I did a Woody Allen film. Jerry Popoulos did my hairpiece. The hairpiece cost more than what I made on the movie. So Jerry Popoulos, he was a really good guy, and he came. I lived right near where they were shooting, and he remembered that. And Jerry said, "Lillo, we're going to be in your neighborhood today." He said, "Bob's got a light day. Come say hello." I didn't even have a license, and I was on parole, and I stole my mother's car on parole with no license to go see De Niro. And I went and saw him. And I know God knew that the intentions were good. You know what I mean? So he's probably like, you won't get pulled over. So I go and I see Jerry, and Bob's doing the scene in The Irishman when they pull up. Remember, he throws the gun in the water.
Yeah.
He throws the gun in the water, and then the Umberto's Steakhouse, the Umberto's Clam House thing.
Yeah, which wasn't really Umberto's though. I think they used it.
No, I know.
Yeah.
But so De Niro's had the platforms on, green contacts. So he looked like Fred Munster because they had these lines, these markers on his face because for the CGI. It was weird, but
oh, that's weird. Yeah.
Yeah, but they, you know what I mean? They know. Yeah. So he's walking by me. He walks, right? And I'm there with Jerry. And I remember I was clean shaven and I had a hat on, so I looked young. So he's right there, and I'm getting nervous. I'm more nervous as he's coming close. So he looks, and then he looks again. He comes over. He goes, "Hey." So he started to, and he's like a shy guy too. So he got nervous too, De Niro. You know what I mean? And that's a nice thing. You know what I mean?
Did he recognize you?
Oh, yeah, of course. He goes, "Hey," and he says, he gave me a little thing on the shoulder. He said, I know you spoke to my daughter, because I spoke to his daughter about the documentary about wasted talent. I spoke to him in regards to that. And then the nerves went away. And then he asked me very sincerely, very, fatherly. And he says, "You okay?" He asked me again, "Are you okay?" I said, "Yeah, I'm okay." He said, "Good." He said, "Give me a hug." And I don't want to take up, because I don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was perfect.
But it was a good interaction, a good sort of follow up to what you experienced.
You could, when someone sees you, just by your appearance, your skin, and just by the way you look, someone can tell if you're doing good or bad, and I'm living my life in a healthy way. And, I think he saw that. And I follow his daughter on Instagram. We talk here and there. And, De Niro's De Niro. I mean, it changed my life.
Yeah, totally. So that you must have felt really good after that, I imagine. That was especially after everything that happened with Chazz.
Yeah, but Chazz and De Niro are Chazz is here, De Niro's here. It's not even close.
So you were totally following De Niro throughout your life growing up, right? You were all about De Niro, or was that after you had already met him?
No, it was before. I worked at a florist in Yonkers, New York, Johnny's Florist. And I remember I was just working there Christmas time because my female cousin, she worked there. She said, you want to work for the holidays? We need extra help because we're busy. I used to, clean roses. I used to bring the Christmas wreaths and put them on display, all kinds of stuff. So I was out there, had an Atlanta Braves hat on, and I remember I was placing the wreath on the floor. Some guy said, "Hey, can I believe whatever he said?" And I looked up at him. He was like, "Oh my God." He was like, "You know what you look like?" And I said, "No." He said, "You look just like Robert De Niro." And I didn't really know who he was. I had an idea. So then I looked into it, and then I said, "Oh, okay, I can see what they're talking about." And then, then it was then I started watching the movies and paying attention more closely. Raging Bull, then with Cape Fear, I grew my hair out. And I used to put all these fake tattoos on me and have my hair slicked back. I used to do stuff like that. And then my brother, my brother did the scene, in Raging Bull. When I told him, hit me. I want you to hit me and all that. So then I really, and then when Goodfellas came out, I didn't understand Goodfellas the first time. When Pesci got killed and they didn't avenge it, because you always see movies where they always go get the guys that killed one of the main characters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And at first I was like, I don't know if I liked it. But then when he said, killing Tommy was revenge for Billy Bats. He said it was among the Italians. It was real greaseball shit. And as I watched, I said, wow, that's so deep. Because of this secret society and the rules in place in it, this guy gets, that's it. He goes and that's it for whatever reasons. Now you go back to work, and I don't want to hear about this again. And then it's like, all right, yeah. we know the rules.
By the way, go ahead.
All right, you tell me.
No, I was going to jump in about Cape Fear real quick. I saw it a couple weeks ago again for the first time since it came out, I guess.
Oh, really?
Freaked me out. It was just as scary. It is so scary. It is a crazy movie. And he's really good in it, of course, but whoa.
He's unbelievable in it. I was actually speaking about we were speaking about it last night. It was unbelievable. You know, he didn't win the Academy Award. Any other year he would have won, but you know who he was up against?
Who?
Anthony Hopkins.
Oh, okay.
Sound to the Lambs.
Forget the awards. The awards. What do they mean anyway? We all know.
No, I know.
You know what I mean? But I cut you off. But okay, let me ask you about The Sopranos too. What about The Sopranos? If you like this video, please make sure you smash that like button and tap on subscribe for more real talks with your favorite celebrities. If you didn't like it, that's okay. Make sure you tell all your friends to check out Really Famous with Karen Mayer Robinson. They're the worst videos ever. You gotta check them out. Thanks for watching. See you soon.